Hello, my name is Casey Sabella, and this is Zimbabwe, a country located near the southern tip of Africa. I was invited to speak here in November of 2017 by Jean-Regis and Giselle Duga, pastors of New Life Church in Chiredzi. The city is located 250 miles south from Harare, the country's capital. Shortly after my arrival, the government, led by Robert Mugabe, collapsed under the weight of mismanagement, unemployment, and corruption. In the midst of the chaos, I knew God had a purpose in all of it. While there, I got to share the gospel and see many lives changed. I also saw the challenges people face to survive each day. A critical need in Zimbabwe, particularly in rural areas, is for fresh, clean water. Many die from cholera and other diseases brought on by contaminated water. I was invited back to Zimbabwe in August of this year to speak, but also with a mission: to create wells in critical areas for people to get their basic survival needs met. The pastor and I visited Mupinga and witnessed something truly extraordinary. Due to the private funding of a Norwegian charity, they not only dug a drought-proof well, but also created a unique solar-powered system. This well provides fresh water for drinking, additional water for washing, added water for livestock, but also the ability to irrigate adjacent farmland. Each family in Mupinga is granted a single row of farmland as members of the community. They grow cabbage, kale, carrots, onions, and a whole host of vegetables. Because of the weather conditions, they can harvest crops 4 times each year in the fertile soil of Zimbabwe. Many have enough left over to sell in the marketplace and create additional income for their families. Upon seeing this, the pastor and I caught the vision of what Wells for Zimbabwe might become. Instead of a single well providing needed fresh water to a community, we envisioned well systems in many places that offered nutritious food and economic opportunities for each community. The well system in Mupinga required a lot of different processes and many barriers to duplicate. The pastor conceived of privately funding this kind of system in 6 rural areas of Zimbabwe, managed entirely by local churches instead of foreign governments. We drove 300 miles visiting potential church sites. Each pastor willingly donated church property for future farms to be irrigated by future wells. We contacted the original architect of the water system in Mupinga and learned that the entire operation, including a machine-dug well, solar power, above-ground tank, below-ground pump, and all the accessories, costs $6,000 each. Each system can become the center of a town serving 600 to 1,000 people every day. This is an amazing way to impact the world through the gospel. Since each project will be under the careful oversight of local pastors, the opportunity to minister to each community member is evident and natural. Every family, regardless of their faith, would have a free row given to them for farming. I'm asking you today to consider partnering with us for this project. Privately, we have raised more than $5,000 towards the first water system. The GoFundMe page is another way that you or your church can get involved. Just go to gofundme.com/Wells for Zimbabwe to join us in this incredible opportunity to make a life-changing impact for many thousands of people. Your donation is tax-deductible through a sub-account of Motion Church, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. I will be returning to Zimbabwe regularly to report on the progress and share how these well systems are changing lives. Thank you so much for your consideration.